Who's starting?
I'll start it if you like. What's up, everybody? It's JB, the Ultimate Rider from the Fight Bros podcast. With me, as always, is my bro. What's up?
Kia ora, bro. Anaru here for Fight Bros and for Combat Sports New Zealand. As always, this is a pleasurable thing for me, mate. I love talking shit.
Oh, mate, you're one of the favourite people in the world I love to talk shit with, so it's great to be here.
Aye, aye. I guess we're going to be talking about Cleveland today, which was a pay-per-view, UFC 203, headlined by Stipe and Overeem, the heavyweight championship of the world. Where would you like to start, JB? What tickles your fancy?
A big fuck Reem. Let's start with that. I said it during the week. Let's say it again, fuck Reem. It's good to see him get knocked out. Well, it wasn't good to see him get knocked out, but I knew it was going to happen. It was just good to see it come to fruition, and I'm a big fan of Stipe and Cleveland sports, so it was great.
Fair enough, bro. I respect Stipe, and he's just a wonderful guy, man. It's like Junior, you know. You can't hate the dude, but obviously I don't root for Junior. You know what I mean? Kane's my man, so I'm the same. I like Bream. I don't know why. Sometimes it's just because everyone else doesn't like him or something.
Yep.
But I know he's a bit of a prick and stuff, but I still back him, and he got demolished today. And big ups to Stipe.
Yeah, Stipe seemed to hit him just after Reem hit him. As soon as he was recovered, it was all on. You know, Reem was running a bit faster and then just got caught.
Yeah. I Reem hit him with that just straight right on the lips, and I thought, fuck yeah, bro, he's got him. And then, like Joe said, he was still with it. He held himself up. He wasn't. It was just a flash.
Shouldn't have gone.
There was nothing much really. Yeah, bro, and I guess Stipe. I don't know what Reem's game plan was. After that, it seemed like he was sort of bait him in and then explode or something. But then he felt the power, and then his baiting turned into running. It was quite a weird fight.
Yeah, he's he's a little bit gun shy. He has been in his last few fights, and it's a symptom of a wearing chin. But man, when you're fighting in heavyweight, and someone like Stipe Miocic, who is as legitimate a heavyweight as there is, the guy is huge, and he's like thick and broad, and he's a fireman, all this shit. So, it's no wonder that Reem got hurt early, and once he did, he didn't want to know about it.
Yeah, bro. I was surprised how big Stipe was, like at the weigh-ins and stuff, standing next to him. Made Reem look small. And I'm used to Ubereem, and obviously that Ubereem's gone now, but all big ups to Stipe, man. That firefighter background, man, under pressure, it's nothing to him. That crowd, everything. It was a great night for Stipe.
It was great. He embraced the crowd embraced him. He was like calling out the OH, the Ohio area code, states. So it was good to see, like, fan of Cleveland sport. It's awesome, and a lot of people around the world seem to really embrace that moment. So that was great. One of many great fights on the card. Any other fights that you want to move on to?
Well, I think let's just go backwards because we could skip all around and whatnot. The Vadum, Travis,
flying kick drama.
Yeah, the flying kick. I missed a bit of it. I had to. I was actually working and watching at the same time, and then I had to work. I actually missed the Punk and the Vadum fight, but I caught up with them later on. Not so much with the Vadum fight. Yeah, that flying kick to start was pretty hectic. They interviewed him later on. He said that's the third time he's done that. I can't remember, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, great fight. Heavyweights again, heavyweight main, co-main, awesome fights. Travis Brown, something Brian Stan said on his Twitter. Said it just openly on his Twitter. I remember sparring with Travis Brown. His footwork was confusing and his kicks massive. Now both are gone. He said those exact words. So that says a lot. Sort of says what a lot of people are thinking as well regarding his current camp and his current sort of skill level in that camp.
Yeah, bro. Well, those used to be some of his best weapons. He was used to be the heavyweight that could move the best out of all of the heavyweights,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't really see that now. He's taken a few good hidings though, which will yeah give him
Maybe
make him be more
another
cautious,
gunfight
I
heavyweight.
guess. Yeah, bro, but the old Travis, yeah, it seems to be in decline, and I mean you could blame that on Edmund, Ronda's head coach. He gets a lot of shit from everyone, and without being there, without knowing what's really going on, I can't really comment. But he seems like an absolute fuckhead.
No, you're not wrong. He definitely does seem like one of the people in MMA that tends to come across just as a douchebag a lot of the time, whether he is or not. Some people said that during his Ronda and Misha's season of Tough, it was all about the editing, etc., and the post production. But when you see him in footage that isn't edited and has no post production, it's kind of interesting to see. That is that the true him, or the heat of the moment is a real thing for a lot of people. So
Yeah, bro, and then we can't. Well, let's not forget the fucking teep kick or whatever from Badoom to Edmund afterwards. I saw he did an interview, and they asked him what happened, and he goes, Edmund called me a motherfucker or something, and he goes, no one says that about my mum or some shit like lost in translation, Brazilian or Portuguese or whatever, and then that's why he threw it. But apart
mm.
from that's what happened apparently.
Oh, even so, there could be fines coming for Verdun because if someone like Paul Daly gets banned for life, and other people have got fines for action after the bell, things like this. It's who knows if there's a precedent there.
Yeah, you're right. The reports immediately after were that nothing was going to happen, but you never know. Never
Mm.
know.
Oh, that's not surprising. The UFC is definitely a lot more drama fueled now than when Paul Daly fought. That would have just been the perfect setup for a sequel these days if Paul Daly fought against who was it? What's his name? Koscheck.
Yeah, Josh Koscheck, yeah, hit him after the bell. It was funny to see how fast Babalu Sabral got into the cage. I think he was one of the first ones in there. He was ready to throw down. He always is. Fucking,
He
he's
probably
mean,
had a
mean
knife
dude.
as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Working backwards on the card, then, what did you think of the the Coco?
The Coco that could have been the main event, possibly. Look. Let's go back in time a bit. I watched every single embedded. I watched every single interview that Punk did. I got sucked in,
Big
and I
fan.
liked it. I loved it. I didn't even know who this dude was before. I didn't watch no WWE. Recent shit.
Yeah.
Um, I loved it, everything about it. I couldn't get enough when he was walking out, when Mickey walked out and Punk walked out. It was probably the highlight for me for that card up to that point. Stipe was after that, but I thought it was great. I'm always going for the underdog, and in I'm in Fairy World, like thinking that he's gonna come out there and put on a show. Exactly what should have happened, I guess. Exactly what happened.
Yeah, definitely. I'm on the flip side of that. Like, I like you, I didn't know about him beforehand. I had no interest in his what was his documentary series, The Rise of Punk.
The evolution
The
of
evolution.
punk.
Sorry, the evolution of punk. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, slightly different wordplay there. But yeah, like honestly, I had no interest in him. From the start, I was like, this is a waste of resources and time. Give the shot to someone that matters. And yeah, we see the result of what happens when someone who's almost 40 spends 2 years training and then fights someone who has been training for their adult life.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I still think I don't think he took that opportunity away from anyone else. I think he created his own opportunity, and boosted the card and boosted MMA in general. I don't think he brings MMA down at all. It in fact shows, Mickey, how superior like someone who's been training that much is. I don't think it hurt anyone from my perspective, except for maybe CM Punk's pride.
Yeah, definitely. If you saw him immediately after the bell, just before they went live with the decision, it was pretty obvious that he was feeling it, as you would. And I see a lot of people saying, respect to the guy, etc. It's like, yeah, sure, that's fine if you want. I I think if you're going to pay someone millions, anyone would fight in the UFC. I'll fight in the UFC for $2 million. You give me 2 years and $2 million, I'll fight in the UFC tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll
but
fight
will you make $10 million for them? He
if they
said
put
at the
money into it.
post fight.
Sure, it would.
He said at the post fight he wanted to start. He wanted to start not in the UFC. He wanted to fight somewhere else. The opportunity came up. He's like, well, maybe thinking back now, he was a fool, but he's like, I'm a fool if I give this up, this opportunity, and he took it. And it's, I don't know, man. It was a bit of a freak show, but I think it brought a lot of eyes. I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed the whole thing.
For me, it's like straight out of WCW, end of the 90s, WCW like wrestling when Dennis Rodman, Karl Malone, NBA players cross over, start wrestling, all this BS. Like, honestly, I just thought it was garbage. And, it may not have taken anyone's spotlight. It was great that it gave Mickey Gall spotlight, and he really took advantage of his moment in the cage afterwards. But yeah, I have no interest in what happens to CM Punk from now on, or up to now.
That's fair enough, bro. That's fair enough. I don't know what else to say except for Mickey Gall. He took the ball by the horns again and called out Sage Northcutt. Perfect.
Great fight.
It's perfect, mate. You get that mic, man, you fucking use it. And he's already got that fight. I mean, Sage is already tweeting back, yep, fuck, let's do it. It's done. And he can fight. Well, he might fight fucking next month or whatever.
He took no damage at
No
all.
damage. I think CM Punk only swung once and that missed. So
That missed,
he's
and
good.
then he was straight under that punch into the takedown. It was beautiful, like exactly what you would do. It was like straight out of UFC one. It's like, oh, this guy's trying to hit me. No, that's not my strength. I'm just going to go straight to the ground and demolish him. That's exactly what he did.
Yes, it was perfect.
Good fights though. What was your pick of the prelim fights?
What stood out to me? Well, Jessica I was someone that I follow. Well, I did follow in this card. She
She was
was
looking shredded at the weigh-ins, man. She was like
she was
leaning
looking great, man. Like she looks great, and I find it really easy, man. To follow the females that look great. You know what I mean? It's easier for me to do. I'm just going to admit that straight up. But she lost a really close one to Betch. I think they were both fighting for their contracts, really. But the other one was, I think it was Drew Dober.
Great
He
fight.
did really well, man. The other guy, I think he was. I don't know if he was a short call up or what, but Drew Dober, he stuck out in my eyes, and I won't be forgetting that dude's name in a hurry.
Yeah, Drew Dober is Elevation Fight team. Dan Hooker was there for a while, obviously, teammate with Drew Dober. I think Dan Hooker was borrowing Drew Dober's truck while he was there, crashing on Neil Magny's couch while he was there as well. So that's cool. Yeah, great win for Drew. That was great. Good fight. Yeah, the Betch Kahea fight was good. Um, I thought it was good. Could have gone either way. Betch seemed a little bit more dominant throughout the fight, really. Um, Jessica I was game, though. She was throwing those combos the whole time. I love women's MMA. I've always thought that they just throw hard all the time. They're not so conscious of career implications, as it were. Even in this fight, they were fighting so hard, but it was just as hard as you would expect from any women's fight.
Totally, man. Yeah, I remember watching that and being excited. Just it was something was going to happen. Something really didn't happen in the end, but it was always on the tip of one of these chicks is going to really get that shot in soon. And I guess that one thing that was surprising was Uriah losing to Jimmy Rivera. Not that surprising now. Jimmy fought a great fight,
That's right.
But going into that, I thought Uriah had it in the bag. I'm glad I wasn't putting any money on it.
The multi-killer. The multi-killer, man. No
Oh,
doubt. I think he killed two
shit.
of my multis. And I like, see, this is why I don't even do multis. I always see it. I don't do multis. And like, I just chucked some on for giggles today. And yeah, it was shit.
How did you go? Like, did you get the excitement of the multi for one, and then did you make any money?
I didn't make any money. I did a saving grace bet on Stipe in the first for $4
Nice.
to get my money back. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't make anything, didn't lose anything, broke even, and it was great.
Champ. Champ. No, that was good. I didn't bet on anything. I was hoping that TAB would fine me $5 or free, but they didn't do that. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll save my coins.
Oh well, hopefully the TAB will reach out to us one day. That'll be great. Um, yeah, so good fights. In the early prelim, because there was only one of them, Yancy Medeiros versus Sean Spencer. Do you
Yeah,
care?
bro. I caught some of that. I was in and out of work, so I can't really. Nah.
No, it was just round two, round two rear naked from Yancy. So yeah, just
Nice.
yeah, that was a good way to kick off the fights. Really, I I was really impressed by the event in general. I thought the crowd were just so game for it. Whenever they gave the crowd a chance to pop, they did, and the Jessica I crowd reaction was huge. Like for a female fighter that isn't someone like Ronda Rousey, etc. It was massive. It was great to see. And then when Stipe came out, dude, huge.
Hard out, bro. Hard out. Yeah, man. The Cleveland crowd was really really loud. Yeah, all of the
Even
walkouts were pretty cool.
Yeah, Punk got a good reaction. That's East Coast. He's a Chicago guy. Chicago's not too far from Cleveland, so it was good to see. Like the crowd were great. There were not a lot of booing, not a lot of reason to, I guess, but actually there was a bit of booing, like the Betch Kahea result, and then when
Well,
Overeem,
even her walking out, I think she got booed pretty
yeah,
hard.
yeah,
Mickey got his song that he wanted, so everyone must have
yeah,
tweeted Dana and said, "Let him have the song." Because I remember
yeah,
Joe's like, "You can do it, internet. You can do it,
yeah.
internet people. You've changed the thing." Which is cool, man. Let the guy have like there are no pussy songs. I think Dana thought it was like a bit of a pussy song, but it wasn't at all. Like when it was playing, it was cool.
Come on, man!
No
It's
pussy
like
song.
it's
Man
the
was
guy's
fighting.
name. Everyone gets the link. It's the dude's name. It's come on, like there's no way that he shouldn't be able to have that song. It's weird of Dana to say that, because the UFC would just play anything usually.
Yeah, bro. I like Stipe's song. It was MGK or something. fuck, bro, that would have been booming live, man. I wish I
Huge.
could hear that live.
That Cleveland crowd, it's like obviously a very mixed crowd. So, dude, that would have gone off in Cleveland at the Q, home of the Cavs, would have been great. That would have been a UFC to be at, and would have been one of the awesome ones for atmosphere. Theoretically, a lot of WWE fans would have been there. They would have been a bit wild and stuff. So, even I think it was the open workout. There was like a dude just screaming at CM Punk and like screaming encouragement and stuff. But yeah, it was interesting. It was cool.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I recently went to a WWE event, man, and I've been to numerous UFC events, and I
Mm.
gotta say, the fucking WWE crowd is loud as fuck from before it even starts, man. They're
What,
chanting. They
younger?
got
Do you
these
think?
younger crowd. Nah,
Nah.
nah, man, not at all. Same kind of crowd, except without all the fighters and the friends of fighters,
Yeah, yeah,
tougher kind of dudes. But
yeah.
loud as shit, just chanting the whole time before, like half an hour before it even started. Where I mean, I've been to like a few UFCs, man. It can be quiet as fuck until everyone gets like a little bit drunk or whatever. It can be really, really quiet. But yeah, the WWE crowds, they're live as.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, because they have a huge build up for all of their pay per views and events. Say because I recently saw WrestleMania, and they have like a 2 hour build up before WrestleMania even starts. They have like a live broadcast thing that they do from the event, and they make a whole weekend of something or a whole week of something when the WWE land anywhere, anyways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And, like it was similar. It's similar at UFC. Sometimes they're playing, promos and whatnot. But yeah, I just got this really awesome vibe from the WWE that I went to, and I'm no WWE fan really, but it was for their entertainment, which is what they're trying to do. It was massive, man. It was really cool.
Yeah, well, obviously, any live production company, element, etc., could take cues from the WWE. They've been doing it for 40 years at the top of the game now on television, pay per view, etc. They kind of carved out the pay per view market, so it's um, it's not something I watch at all these days, and you know, uh, definitely something I think the UFC have started to embrace more. I noticed today there are a lot more ads for things that are coming up on Fight Pass. So, they're actively promoting Fight Pass as like a network rather than just like, watch this event on Fight Pass.
Yeah, but yeah, I think actually they've based a lot of the UFC on the WWE model. The whole
I
Fight Pass
guess, but
thing
why
is
wouldn't you,
is
eh?
yeah based on that WWE network. Um, but yeah, yeah, and then they're trying to, and they've got all this original shit on Fight Pass. Excuse me, that
I've
that
seen that
that
now.
they
The
want you to watch.
ex-tough fighters, like the non-winners. I've seen that as well. And it's like something I was talking to a friend about, like the content about the content. Rather than just watching UFC content that is in the cage, watching content now about the content. That's like the next level of development of the sport. Like if you subscribe to any other sport, NBA, etc., they just have mountains and mountains of content that is not game content, but it's about the game content, people talking about it directly or indirectly. So that's where the UFC's got now. It's become a library, and Fight Pass is like the biggest compendium of MMA in the history of the world. It's great.
Yeah, it's mean. Yeah, they got those. Where are they now? I think that's what you're talking about. So they always got their fucking best 20 of this, best 20 of
Mm.
that. But yeah, I mean, personally, like I'm a huge fan. I only get my UFC content off YouTube. Whatever's on YouTube, that's where I watch it. I really only use my Fight Pass for my live events, which maybe I need to delve into that a little bit more. I did a post on that on the page, I think last week or something, and there was a few people that, well, a lot of people that have Fight Pass, still a few people that are like, oh, I haven't even tried it, and I'm like, dude, you get your 2 weeks for free. Like, how are you watching any
Yeah.
of this shit? Like,
Sky.
heaps of us have heaps of us have ditched Sky
Mm.
because obviously we get sucked into it so much that we just forget about every other sport, and it's just Fight Pass all day.
Yeah, I have been Sky free for maybe 10 years now. Yeah, I am not a believer in Sky Television, but if they want to sponsor us, hey, what's up? But
Hey,
yeah,
what's up, Sky TV? Yeah, yeah.
I,
Don't forget about that time we fucking bombed your page a few years ago.
that's
All
what's
good.
up. That's what's up. Don't forget. Um, but yeah, like the sports I watch are not highlighted on Sky. So, for me to buy Sky for whatever that is a month and then get Sky Sport on top, you're looking at $80. Then if I want to buy a pay-per-view, you're looking at another $40 or the $30. That's like $120 or whatever a month. So that's fine. I'll just pay UFC Fight Pass for $10 a month if you get the 12 months in advance, and then a pay-per-view for 36.
Yeah, bro, hard. Fight Pass saved my life.
Mm.
That's the way I look at it. I don't want to fucking watch Sky, man. I download all my movies. I mean, I download anything I want to watch and I watch it right then.
Yeah.
But the Fight Pass is where I get my favorite thing that I like to watch.
For
And
anyone
while we're
who
talking, yeah,
works, sorry, for anyone who works when the UFC is on and you have a Wi-Fi or you have access to a computer while you work, honestly, Fight Pass will save your life.
hi. On to other sports. There was a huge boxing fight on today.
Triple G.
I don't, I'm not a proponent of these guys, or not a proponent. I'm not a fan of boxing right now. But I hear a lot about this dude, Triple G,
Yeah.
and he fought this dude today. I'm clutching at straws, but I mean, I asked the question today on the page. Do you guys want more, boxing? And fucking 95% of dudes was like, yes, mate. We all watching boxing, and we want more boxing. Who am I supposed to be watching? This Triple G dude? Like, how do I get back into boxing, man?
Titles, people with belts, like there are hundreds of them, but yeah, people with belts, I guess, just or if you go to, it's like boxing websites or something like was it like,
Do you watch boxing, bro?
I don't watch a lot of boxing. I'll watch important title fights, but I haven't been a fan of boxing for a long time just because it's a very limited sport, if you ask me.
Yeah, I
Like,
can't watch. It's like I'm watching it. Like I could say if someone told me watch this Triple G dude or whatever, and I'm watching. I'm just waiting for like with some kicks and with some other stuff, and I need more. I guess that's
yeah,
stupid.
no, I don't think so. It's kind of like, once you've seen MMA, it can't be unseen. It's like once you've had your martial arts horizons expanded, why would you why would you go backwards? Like I'll watch boxing if it's going to be exciting, but I know a lot of boxing matches are to pad people's records to get them to the title fight. So if you're watching an undercard, a lot of that is just padding records and things like that. If you're in New Zealand, it's probably tough to be a boxing fan in New Zealand, to be honest.
Yeah, bro. Like I didn't even know it was on. Actually, I did know it was on. I saw a few people, a few bros posting about it.
Yeah.
But the main reason I knew it was on was Brendan Schaub. He goes, Triple G is 35 and 0, and the dude Brook is 34 and 0. And these dudes are fighting, and he's like, and you guys are excited about this guy who's 0 and 0, like he's taking the piss out of CM
Mm.
Punk. Like how the like
There's
how
no
does someone
debate
get
for that.
35 and 0? You know what I mean?
See, that's what I mean. It's like a lot of boxing is padding records to get to the money fights,
Yeah.
whereas especially these days, if if you're young, you look at people like Mickey Gould, Sage Northcote, any of the young people, Paige Van Zandt. As soon as you make a footprint in your local region for MMA, you could get scooped up by the UFC next week, and then suddenly you're actually in the Lions Den. You're fighting the best in the world. In boxing, if you start making a local footprint, that means that someone's been managing your career really well so far to get you to 20 fights, 20-0 or something, 15-0, and then you'll move on to a higher level of promotion and a different style, like obviously a better opponent, and then that'll get you to your 25 and your 30-0. But a lot of it is selection, as well as obviously skill. Like you can't get to 30 whatever and 0, you can't get to 20-0 without being great.
No, yeah, I admit that. These guys are obviously. I've heard about Triple G. He must be one of the top dudes at the moment. No, I can't. I can't go back.
Fight Mayweather. Everyone wants to see him fight Mayweather.
Yeah, I can't go back from mixed martial arts. But then, in saying that, I can watch kickboxing all day long. Like,
I could watch. If I don't know, like boxing with so many rounds, it sort of lends itself to being less interesting. But you need that many rounds when you've got heavy as gloves and less weapons to use. You need that many rounds to accumulate the damage if you're not a heavyweight or if you're not a noted striker. So that's why you have like 12-round fights and stuff, because it takes 12 rounds. Well, it takes 8 rounds to get to the point where these guys are going to start knocking each other out, and then the last 4 rounds is where the action is.
all right.
That's if you're lucky.
What else you got on your list, brother?
Well, I don't know. I had the Brian Stan thing, but
I think I desecrated boxing a little bit there. Let's move on before I get myself in trouble.
if I can put some respect on his name and give a shout to this bro, it would be Stipe Miocic after his, someone would call it a comeback. I would just call it, weathered an early storm and then put his hands on Overeem real nice and then just put him away.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, put him away convincingly.
Like there was like
2 things.
Boom, boom,
Yeah, bro. 2 things. Vadum asked for a rematch backstage. Vadum was getting interviewed, and Stipe walked past, and they actually were talking and shaking hands and shit. And Vadum's asking for a rematch. Do you think that's next? And the other thing we're talking about is Overeem thought that Stipe tapped, but that could be concussion coming into play. Thoughts on those 2 things?
Yeah, so the Stipe Vadum rematch, I would pay to see that. I'd pay to see most UFC events. But yeah, I would definitely pay to see that. I think I don't know. I don't know if it would go any different, to be honest. Like Stipe has shown that his striking is legitimate now, and he's a big guy. He looks very athletic. Vadum doesn't look that athletic, but that karate kick kind of shows you that he is. He's still very springy and athletic. But yeah, I would have to put it on Stipe to take a rematch. But Vadum is a noted striker, very dangerous guy. Stipe is his style lends itself to being hurt. He's so willing to engage. He'll charge forward. Who knows if his style might change now after he's been hurt in this fight.
Yeah, he got put on his ass, like he said. He even asked. He had to ask, "Oh, did I get put on my ass?" And he's like, "Rogan's like, yeah."
He thought it was
like,
a kick. He's like, "Would you get kicked by this guy?" And he was like, "He kicks hard as fuck." He was like, "Would you get kicked by this guy?" And then Rogan was like, "I think it was actually a punch."
Yeah, and then you're right. I'd pay for that fight too. And then the other thing was, Alistair. It was. I mean, he'd been KO'd. Yeah, he took about 3 more shots, fucking knocked out, and he got up and he goes, I think he seriously. He goes, I think he tapped when I had him in that guillotine, and it was like, bro, and we'll show you this thing.
Just put him on blast.
Rogan tweeted. Yeah, bro. Rogan tweeted later. He goes, "We shouldn't be interviewing dudes when they're knocked out, like, because he looks like a fucking more of an asshole than he already is. You know what I mean? But he
Yeah,
legitimately might have been away with the fairies and just thought that, man.
no doubt. Oh man, like no doubt. I've been knocked out before, and um, it was very like who knows what he thought happened. He might not remember much of the fight. Like he might remember Stipe getting dropped, and then the rest of the fight's a bit of a blur to him because he's still recovering. Who knows? When you get knocked out and then you eat another three knockout worthy shots when you're knocked out, it can't be good for your brain.
No, hell no, especially coming from fucking big ass heavyweight like that. I mean, he might just remember getting touched, fucking,
Mm,
getting whacked,
yeah.
and his brain's like, oh, those taps. But yeah, that wasn't cool. I don't think he was like making it up to cover his ass. I think he was like
Nah.
concussed and fucking away.
I think he definitely believed it. It's just it was not the truth. And yeah, Joe was just like, oh, you thought you saw some shit? Oh, let's have a look then. And then yeah, he pulled it immediately, and then yeah, there was no taps to be seen at
Nah,
all.
nah,
At all.
nah.
There was one bit where Stipe like readjusts his grip and his hand is like a little jerky, but there's no taps.
Yeah, but the only I guess they could do a rematch or um, who's Kane fighting next?
I have absolutely no idea. I don't
But
follow
just give him Kane.
Kane's career to
Give
be
him Kane.
honest.
You don't like Kane?
No, not a fan of Kane.
Fuck, he's my favorite fighter, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why is that?
Cain Velasquez. I just like his. I like his straightforward, crisp boxing, man. I like his dominating fucking wrestling, but I especially like his out of the cage. Usually, that's the one of the most things that will make me a favorite of a fighter is like how they conduct themselves out of the cage. He's just like super humble, man, family dude. So he's never put a foot wrong in my eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, absolutely, and yeah, I agree. I am, I will like a guy like 95% based on how who he is as a person from what we get to see of them, rather than based on their ability or their skill, things like that. That's the same reason that I dislike people based on their personality and things like that, which is actually something about CM Punk. He's so hard not to like. He's an incredibly likable guy. He's so funny. He's charismatic. He's very dynamic and stuff. But I just can't respect him because of what he represents.
Fair enough.
Yeah, talking about people taking trauma. The guy over your left shoulder, Mr. Tehuna.
Mr. Tehuna, there's two Tehunas in the room tonight. I got Mr. Tehuna here, Mr. Tehuna signed over there, and I know what you're talking about. And he came out with a interview
That's right.
this week,
This week.
and it was very interesting and very a little bit sad. And another guy, I heard a podcast about another guy in the same situation, which I'll bring up in a second. But Tehuna, he had to quit. I mean, he took some losses there, of course. That was the other reason, but he has had some X-rays on his melon, and he's got some what do they call it? Dark spots, or what do they call it?
Yeah, that's right. Dark spots on the brain. I guess it's spots where there's no brain activity. I think.
Ooh, I think it's. I thought it was like that soft tissue that holds the brain in your fucking skull is depleted, and that's like an area where it's not holding on to the brain. Is
You
that right?
mean the fluids? Like there's
Yeah,
fluid
like the
that
the fluidies, but it's actually
when
like
you get
a
concussed, it's
meniscusy.
your brain mucousy. When you get concussed, it's your brain moving inside your head and like
Yeah,
smacking against your skull rather than just being suspended in this fluid. So yeah, And
You
when you
probably.
do that too many times, your brain is like a very, very fragile organ. So yeah, if you just do that too many times, then the damage happens. And he was getting nauseous and throwing up for weeks after fights.
Yeah, bro, that was a hard interview to read. There was a lot of problems stemming from those KOs and I guess a career of fighting and sparring. And it brings it home, that what these guys are going through, especially when it's the Kiwi guy, James Tahuna is telling the story. The other guy I heard of just this week, which was uncanny that they both come out was Chael Sonnen was interviewing Marley Cowie or some shit, the manager for John Jones and Carlos Condit. And Chael goes,
And
why did Carlos say that he doesn't feel like he's at this level anymore, which is what he said when he lost to Damien Meyer. And it's actually because when he got hit by Damien, it was a short hit, but it fucking rattled his brain. And this has been happening to Carlos through training, and he's been having headaches, over the last few months, which is just fucking scary. That's what he means. His skill set is still obviously elite, but that shot that Maya hit him with in the clinch or whatever shouldn't have rattled him, and it did. And
that's right.
we all know what happened after that.
Yeah, when people start to get chinny, you look at some of the greats, Anderson Silva, drugs, etc. aside, that guy was one of the greats for 10 years. Could take shots from other greats, keep coming, duck them, whatever, and then knock them out. Now, he was getting dropped by Chael Sonnen in the clinch. That Chael Sonnen is not a noted striker, and the strikes in the clinch are not noted to be able to KO you and drop you. But he can get dropped at any stage.
Yeah, bro. It's well, obvious it's a real thing. That's a stupid, but I guess Cowboy has stopped hard sparring completely. He's done. I know Robbie Lawler did the same thing. They get to a point and they're like, I know how to fight. I'm just going to drill and cardio. Like, there's no point of this hard sparring
So
anymore.
much of it would be mental by that stage as well. Those guys are extreme veterans.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, those are choices that I know for sure that those two have made. To Cowboy, he says it's like a counter. You click it in the gym, and you click it when you fight, and there's only so many clicks, and he doesn't know, so he's just stopped sparring altogether. Um,
Also, Cowboy is, a bit of an extreme sports fan, so he might get knocked out in other scenarios that we have no idea about as well. Completely not to do with
Absolutely.
fighting.
No shit. Yeah, he might be getting knocked out fucking wakeboarding, man.
That's right. If I got taking some nasty spills on the water, surfing, not wakeboarding, and it's intense. People can definitely get knocked out wakeboarding when you're going at good speeds and stuff. There's plenty that can go wrong. Plus, he does all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, it was sucked to hear about James Tahuna and obviously the reasoning. He said he was taking a punch that he says he should have been able to walk through, and he was just fucking getting dropped. And I think, what did he do? He had a scan last a year or whatever before, and then the next year was much worse, and he had to decide pretty much on the spot. Well, that I'm done.
Yeah, like props to him and respect for just making that call. A lot of guys don't make that call; they just deal with it and keep on going and keep on going. But that's good. It takes a lot of courage to make that call and actually bow out.
Yeah, no shit. Because yeah, I mean, just because he's out of the UFC doesn't mean he has to stop fighting. You know what I mean? He could have easily gone to somewhere else and kept going.
Well, yeah, that's right. Exactly. Like I was going to mention that. People think that when your UFC career is over, that's your fighting career done. But he could have gone to WSOF. He could have gone back to kickboxing. He was doing kickboxing here and there when he was still in the UFC. So he could have gone back to kickboxing. He could have got a regular contract somewhere. All sorts of things could have happened.
Yeah, well,
Sad, bit of a shame. Loss for New Zealand MMA. And yeah, it's sad. Yeah, it's sad. It shows a lot. A lot of these guys would be getting a lot of wear and tear. We see it in the cage when they get put out quite easily. Like Reem was hurt quite early on. I think I watched the fight a couple of times, and it seems like he was hurt quite early on. Um, and from shots that didn't appear to be knockout worthy, but he was definitely getting hurt. And same with Stipe, he might be getting a little chinny as well. Getting put away by just a straight right, I think it was straight right.
yeah, I think so.
Mm.
I think he got tagged maybe twice too.
Yeah,
The other
that
one he
first
didn't
one
fall
was
over, but
Chris.
yeah, yeah, it was
Yeah,
Chris.
first one it like froze him up. He like looked off to the side, and then he looked at Reem when he was going down. He recovered really quickly. He's a great grappler. That's why I think it was a mistake for Reem to go for that guillotine.
Yeah, but I mean, fuck, what are you going to do? It's right there. You
Knock
just
him
knocked
out.
them. Like, it must be natural,
Knock him out. Yeah, but
Knock 'em out.
Reem's
Yeah,
such a
mate, I
nervous
thought he
fighter.
had it.
Yeah, I would never pick Reem in that situation over Stipe Miocic. Stipe is huge. The guy's like a tank. Reem was all horse meat.
He just knocked out fucking Junior Dos Santos, mate.
That's fine. Knockout is not submission.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about him trying to get that sub.
That guillotine on someone as big as Stipe. Stipe is huge. He's like well muscled, and
Yeah,
he's a great
oh,
grappler.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have advised him to jump on that neck at all.
Chair, chair.
What are you looking forward to coming
Next,
up? UFC
I'm
204. Have you looked at the card?
204 Bisbee Henderson. It's in the middle of the night, probably. I'm not
For
sure.
them, you say it's 4 a.m.
For
US,
them,
UK. 4 a.m. UK is 4 p.m. NZ-ish. We're about 12 hours behind, in
is it going
front.
to be on a Saturday for us?
Won't it be on a Monday if it's on a Saturday? If it's on a
There you
Saturday,
go. There you go.
Saturday. Saturday England is a Sunday for us. See, let's just do a quick time conversion. Time
Yeah. So
Manchester.
while you're converting that time, let's talk. The the fight is a fairy tale for both guys. Like anyone that's moaning about rankings and shit, just be just be quiet. Like you're asking for super fights, you're asking for fucking big fights. This fight needed to happen for both these men at this time. You know what I mean? And that's what we need. That's where we're going. That's where we're heading. So we can do super fights and good fights down the road. I mean, either way, it's a fairy tale ending. Like I was happy when
I
this
agree.
fight was announced.
I agree. I was only focused on the Bisping fairy tale, and then you actually brought it to my attention that it's a fairy tale either way, and that just made it even better for me. The fight itself, it's going to be great either way. Bisping to retain. Dan Henderson to finally take that title that he's been trying to get for almost 10 years. Either of those stories are great. In
Yep.
terms of time, they are 11 hours in front of us. Oh, sorry, 13 hours in front of us. So 4 p.m., 4 a.m. Saturday night will be 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon for us. So 4 a.m. Sunday morning, sorry, for them will be 4
Okay.
p.m. 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon for us. So it'll be starting late. Actually, that's the main card you said. So really, it's just going to sync up
You
with
know what?
US
It's
times.
yeah. I should have, and I didn't know that already.
You
That's why
told me about
it's
that
in the
like
middle of. Yeah,
three episodes ago.
I knew that already. They had to sync for the American audience.
Yeah,
That's why they're fighting at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning
yeah, that's right.
in London. But the great thing about that is they fucking someone talked about scalpers, but whatever. They can't scalp the whole fucking thing. They sold out in 6 minutes, man. That's great for the sport in England.
great for the sport, great for Michael Bisping because he's been a long time proponent of the sport. He has been the poster boy in the UK for 10 years plus.
Right. That's
Dan Hardy was coming on to be a bit of a poster boy, and then he retired. Bisping has been shouldering that entire load himself the entire time, to be honest. And it's great that he's finally got the gold.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, fairy tales. I mean, if New Zealand, I don't even think New Zealand sold out at all. They had to give away tickets at the end, right?
Really,
Yeah, yeah, they were giving away tickets. Lucas fucking
they were
rang
definitely
me.
Indian tickets.
I was in Aussie, and he goes, "Bro, they're giving away tickets just to get a flight over." I couldn't make it happen. But the point is, you sell out a venue in 6 minutes in your home town. UFC comes straight back, mate.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They look at, oh, when can we go back there again?
yeah. Well, it's been over 2 years now, and they haven't bothered to come back to New Zealand. They always keep saying, "Yeah, yeah, just wait till next year, dude. Back, we
Yeah, I
will
don't think it
come back."
sold out at all. They were giving
Yeah.
them away,
Wow.
so
You
that's
compare
a
that.
little thing.
Yeah, compare that to them dropping into Manchester and selling out in 6 minutes, and other places that they've been, and just selling out in hours. It's pretty
Yeah,
crazy. Like
yeah.
Cleveland, I think Cleveland. How long did they sell out? It was like a similar sort of time, incredibly quick.
I'm pulling numbers out of the sky, but I think it was an hour, which
Wow.
is incredible still. That's fucking incredible because, like, you go for New Zealand, it took months and it didn't happen. The Melbourne one and the biggest one ever in Melbourne didn't sell out at all. They wanted
Really?
fucking 70. I think they only got 55.
Wow.
It was still the biggest one, but it was only 55. That didn't sell out.
Wow.
Those are only two that I know for sure.
They'll be like, we should have gone to fucking Ireland.
That cunt's too big for Ireland now, which is the problem.
Well, honestly, he can sell out anywhere he went. Probably, as long as he had a good rivalry to market the fight on, he could sell out anywhere he went.
Yeah.
I said that with a straight face.
Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, I saw you posted a thing. Well, tell us about that.
Well, first off, obviously Eddie Alvarez is the lightweight champion, right? He beat RDA, Rafael dos Anjos,
Yep.
in convincing fashion. The guy that Connor was supposed to fight. Connor's obviously finished his time at 170. That's a given, mate. So he'll be coming down. And on his way down, I think he's going to hit 155 on his way down. And Eddie Alvarez is the man there. They did a interview with him the other day, Ariel Hawani, um, at his hometown in Philly. It was the best interview I've watched for a long time. But I mean, Ariel's the best. And they talked about the fight, and I mean, Eddie thinks he's going to fucking have him for breakfast. He he didn't have much good things to say about Nate. Put it that way. Nate's not the number one guy in lightweight or welterweight. You know what I mean? And he couldn't put him away. And Eddie Alvarez is very confident that he could take Connor's head off.
Well, he always could, but his style doesn't really lend himself to fight someone like Connor. Eddie Alvarez is so willing to trade and take shots and box with people. Someone like Connor, who has a lot of power to lower his weight division, he could put Eddie away quite easily. I think Eddie gets dropped all the time.
Yeah, bro. Well, I think you're right. I mean, I back Connor. Obviously, you've been through this before, but you know, I think that's the fight to make the Aldo fight. There's nothing to gain for Connor
He's not making
doing
that
that
weight
straight
again.
away.
I don't think he's going to make that weight again.
Like say even if he loses the featherweight belt, by not defending it again, he potentially to gain the lightweight belt is that's what he wants, you know. I think
That's the
that's the
play.
fight.
I assume that's the plays. It's his only real money fight left. Like the other option is that he drops he's going to drop that belt either way. Let's just say he's dropping that belt. So his fights are either a Diaz rematch or the Alvarez fight.
Yeah, I don't know because you're obviously you're not a Connor supporter, but I don't know if you're a Diaz supporter. Would you like to see the Diaz fight straight away? And you're from your side?
I would like to see it at 209.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, not straight away. Not straight
No,
away.
no. There's like there's another Connor should take that Alvarez fight, win the title, then fight Nate for the three-peat, and surrender the title to Nate at the end.
Shit.
Talking of fairy
Yeah.
tales, there'll be a hell of a fairy tale, man.
Yeah, that's the only way Nate will get that belt, I think.
On that same card, you would have
This,
Lawler
this
versus
fight.
Diaz too. Lawler Diaz too.
Yeah, we lost the Lawler Cowboy fight at 205, man. That
That
was
can
the
happen
worst
at
news.
209. Lawler Diaz too, 209. What's up? They just made the fight. That's all. You think there was an injury? There was no injury.
No, no. Well, the first thing I read was Robbie Lawler wanted more time to to heal from the KO that Woodley gave him. I didn't hear anything about an injury. It was just more time. He wasn't ready to. He wasn't prepared. Oh fucking! He hadn't healed
He's not going to be
from the
ready
KO.
till Nick Diaz is back with those pay-per-view points, I think.
Dude, that was a huge fight. That could have been co-main.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think 209. It's so perfect. Such a great fight to have a double Diaz main co-main or a double main.
Yeah, let's do that. Double Diaz, man. Put fucking Cron Gracie in there for his first fight or some shit, and
And who else is in
a
there?
couple of other fucking
Yancey
Caesar
Medeiros?
Gracie dudes.
Any one of their guys, or
Huh?
is it Yancey Medeiros who's one of their guys, or
Dude who fought today, I'm not sure.
just get the
I know
scrap
that.
pack, all of those guys in there, you know?
Yeah, put fucking Gilbert, but I mean, they got to fill it full of. Oh no, 209, yeah, fill it full of scrap pack. It's
Mm.
hard for them as a gym though to prepare for that. You know, they want to. It doesn't make it easy for them.
I'm sure if they're all getting $1 million each, it'd be easy enough.
Are they though? Are they?
Well, if Nate and Connor are getting like double figure millions, like 10 mil plus, there's no reason that Nick and Robbie can't build a bit of a fury around their rematch and make some solid money.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I guess
What
so.
about Gilbert and the Dream again?
Oh man, ugh, all day. I'd watch that again.
Yeah,
That was a fantastic fight.
yeah. I could watch that fight again. So there's a few millions to go around the table. Some pay-per-view points there.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get that done.
Main. So
What else? Are you looking forward to? There's like 3 fights every week coming up. I'm not looking forward to any of them. I'll watch them all. Uh, it's probably. I mean, I saw some cunt. Sorry, I'm trying not to say that, but I saw a guy. Obviously the old. Oh, there's no big names on this card. Blah blah blah. Obviously, you never know what kind of fight's going to come out of these cards.
yeah, I try and watch everything. I do watch everything. Whether I watch it live or not is just the question. But yeah, I'll watch everything. I'll watch any MMA that's on Fight Pass. Really, was it Eddie Bravo Invitationals tomorrow, isn't it?
I think you're right, bro. It's hard to watch on a Monday for me, but if
True.
I get the chance at any time, I'll be trying to get that.
Yeah, well, it's another good one, another good reason to have fight passes to watch all of that stuff while you're at work. Other than that, not much to talk about, to be honest.
No, not really. Right now, I'm looking at talking to Israel Adesanya, maybe doing an interview with him. Um, I wanna talk to him. I think he's gonna be fighting in Glory. He's re-signed with Glory now, so
Yeah.
kickboxing. I believe he's fighting in Denver next this month. Soon. Fuck, I should try and get that done. And I want to get an interview with Robert Whitaker because everyone is booked, man. The other day, Rashad's coming down the middleweight.
Rashad,
Uh,
right there.
Yoel's booked.
There
Tim
he is. There's
Kennedy.
Rashad.
Yep, there he
What's
is.
up?
Touch him, touch him. Tim Kennedy's
I
booked.
touch him every night before I go to bed.
All the middleweights are booked, man, and he is even fucking Derek Brunson's booked.
Yeah, he just got booked today, right?
Like, what's going on, man? Everyone's booked.
Maybe just hasn't recovered because why isn't he getting booked? Because, he should be getting booked for Melbourne. There's been no bookings for Melbourne.
Absolutely, you're right, mate.
When are you guys going?
Melbourne's well, it's fucking 2 months away, I guess. Which is when they get. I think they at least um, what do they announce? Some of the fights like 8 to 10 weeks out, at least one, and we got nothing at the moment.
Yeah, there's nothing at all. It's, Robert Whitaker's got to be on that. Maybe he's just waiting for results of the next few fights that happen in his division. But that's a pretty short turnaround for someone.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, those are my two interviews I want to get done. Any for you?
Yeah, yeah. I got Faith Van Duen, New Zealand's Invicta MMA, WMMA fighter. She's got a fight coming up shortly, so that's in about 4 weeks' time. So that'll be great. Be good to talk to her. She's one of my favorite people to talk to. Also, Jenna Fabian, New Zealand's Bellator MMA, WMMA fighter. She's not a WMMA fighter at this stage, as far as I know. She's a kickboxer. And also Luke Jumeau, who I just missed the other week. We're going to be catching up shortly as well. So busy fight bros.
Shot. Yeah, those are three great ones. I can't wait to hear all of those ones actually, especially that kickboxing. Gina.
Yeah,
Yeah, because she's brand new on my radar. I missed her completely, but
I think a lot of people would have missed her coming up through the city kickboxing. And who else? What's her team in Thailand? Tiger?
Tiger Muay Thai. Yeah, she reps Tiger Muay Thai and all those photos at City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kickboxing.
Yeah. The other thing is, there's a fucking Tiger Muay Thai scholarship, which is the same thing that got Kai into Tiger Muay Thai.
Wow.
That's running this week or next week. It's starting. I don't know if everyone's already picked for it, like because it's sort of like a tough type. Not really, but they get like I don't know, fucking 50 dudes, whittle them down, and I think they pick two at the end, and they get full scholarships at Tiger Muay Thai. So hopefully there's some Kiwis in there, man. I remember when Kai did that, and look where he is at now. It was the best thing that ever happened to him. So that'll be cool to follow. We'll try and get some of that up.
Yeah, that's right. And if anyone missed your interview with Kai Carter France, that was a good one as well. We missioned along to the old Kingslander in Kingsland, New Zealand, and yeah, it was good. Caught up with a bunch of people, but yeah, he had a great interview with Kai himself.
Yeah, that was massive. The whole thing, how it went down. Obviously, that's cool for him because he's standing there. Everyone's coming in. He already knows that he smashed that dude, and he's just standing there, bro, in a suit, all fucking, just chillaxing and just watching it. And it couldn't have been any better, really.
Yeah, I don't suppose you'd have a release party if you were the other dude. That dude wasn't back home in Alaska, like, hey everybody, come down to my release party at the
Dude,
Drunken Moose.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, yeah, he's doing the complete opposite, eh? He's
Yeah,
just fucking like, everyone like, how'd you go, mate? Oh, you can't say anything.
he, like starts putting weight on and stuff, and the show's still on. It's like, oh yeah, this guy didn't do any good, bro. Look, he fucking goes down to the bakery every day.
Oh, perhaps he might be back.
Oh, it'd be good. Apparently, there's like a big, strong scene in Alaska, so it'd be good to see him bounce back from this.
Yeah,
Me,
chair.
sweet. All right, well, thanks for
Oh,
listening, everyone. I had a good time. It was good to chat about today's fights and more. Obviously, you can catch us on iTunes and YouTube and anywhere that you get your good iPodcasts, they're called. That's right, isn't it? That's what the kids are calling them these days, podcasts.
yeah, no, everyone's got an eye fucking something.
But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. For me, JB, the ultimate writer. I'll let you sign off.
Yeah, chair, bro. Yeah, thanks anyone that's still fucking listening. That would be great. Give us some feedback,
Rate us,
We're
and
gonna,
whatever your podcasting.
yeah, give us a rating and tell us we're shit or tell us we're not. And
Tell
till
us we're
next
not if you
time.
like. That
Yeah.
would be cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
All right, sweet.
Yeah,
See ya.
chat.